Hey Rapids fans, Jordan and Angeli here with this week's edition of The Rundown. It's rivalry week in MLS, and that can mean only one thing for Rapids fans. RSL's coming to town. We talk about the boss in charge of RSL and how Pablo Mastroeni sets his team up. We'll also look into the significance of this rivalry, and Drew Moor will break it down, and then what a win at home could mean for this Colorado Rapids squad. It's all up next here on The Rundown. All right, Drew, it's rivalry week. You ready for this?
Yeah, I still get charged up about this.
I bet. I can't wait to talk to you about that. RSL is coming to town this Saturday to face the Colorado Rapids, and it should be a good match. They're led by Pablo Mastroeni, used to be a member of the Colorado Rapids. What is RSL like underneath this head coach?
In case people didn't realize, Pablo is a big part of the Rapids history. Yep. They embody kind of the player that Pablo was when he was on the field. I feel like they wear their emotions on their sleeves, they roll the sleeves up, and they're ready for a fight, especially against the Rapids. I don't know what it is, but Salt Lake always seems to come ready to play against Rapids, and it's a fight for them first. And that's what rivalries are about, right? There's a lot of good soccer to be played, but it's got to be a fight first, and that's certainly the mentality that Robin will want his players to have going into the match as well. Drew,
you've been a part of a lot of different rivalries at your time in MLS, but this one is a little different. What's the significance of Colorado Rapids versus Real Salt Lake?
Yeah, it's an interesting one, and yeah, I've been a part of the Texas Derby with FC Dallas and Houston, the Canadian Classique in Toronto and Montreal, but this one, it's just bad blood between the fans, you know, and the first time I played in this derby, I was walking into the stadium, and it was the week before, and one of the security guards stopped me and said, "Hey, you know we play Salt Lake next week?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do," and she was like, "That's a big one." And this was somebody that I only see on game day, you know, and so if it meant that much to her, you know how much it means to the supporters group. And it has escalated for me since that day. Every single time I played against Salt Lake, it meant more than just a normal game because of how much it means to the people.
Drew's pretty fired up, but this is what the team had to say ahead of such a big rivalry game.
They have a very good team mentality. I've known Pablo a long time, and they seem to have adopted his mentality, which is excellent. So for us, we have to come ready to play. We have to bring the right mentality. We have to treat it like a derby.
Like we say in Denmark, a derby has its own life. It's much more than 3 points. We're gonna be ready 100%. So it's so important for us also to get the first home victory of the season in the league.
The Rapids have been really good at home over the last couple of years, but to start 2023, it hasn't been easy for them to get a win. They're yet to get one at home. What would it mean to get a win, the first one of the season versus RSL on Saturday?
Yeah, it would be massive, especially because they haven't won one at home yet this year. And they've been, for the past 4 or 5 years, the Rapids have as good of a home record as anybody, maybe second or third in the league. And so it's a bit strange. The road form is pretty good, has been good. The performances have been a little bit up and down, but this needs to be a fortress. Teams don't like coming here to play. That's because of the altitude, that's because of the atmosphere, but mainly it's because it's hard to come in here and get points. And the Rapids need to make sure that it stays that way. And to get your first 3 against your rival in Salt Lake on Saturday night would be massive.
You're getting a little fired up. It might be hard to contain you from being out on the field. It was just a few months ago that you were playing out there, but I know that you're gonna have a good day on Saturday, as well as Drew's gonna hang out with the fans and take this one in from a different vantage point. So can't wait to see what's coming there. But everybody, rivalry week is upon us, so this should be a good one between RSL and the Colorado Rapids here at Dick's Sporting Goods Park, 7:30 p.m. on Saturday. Make sure you watch it at home or come on out and hang out with Drew and I. We'll be here for that one. That's it for this week's edition of The Rundown. We'll see you guys next week.